did my vote rewards again, and I got not one, but 2 scoops this time, which is kind of crazy. So let's do them together. Soul Speed 3 booties. And another map holder. These are great, but I generally don't use more than one of them. And now I have 4. I can't complain about that. The boots, however, do I have the boots? I don't remember if I have the boots. I do have the boots. Yeah, I have the boots. That's okay. You might be wondering, what am I doing in my tunnel? I usually just fly. I figured I'd talk to you guys for a second while we're taking this lovely little travel together. Wait, what were we talking about? Oh, yes. So I am actually just getting back from the shopping district because I just added a new item. I know, I don't usually do that very often, but at least not at this stage in the map. But I did. So we now have a brand new spot for sugarcane boxes. I'm doing sugarcane by the entire shulker because I have a lot of sugarcane. To the point where I actually disabled this farm for a while because it was completely backed up and I didn't want items overflowing everywhere. And so I had actually pulled up all of the redstone here so the observers wouldn't detect the sugarcane popping up, and in so doing would prevent the pistons from firing. So it stopped the lag, but as you can see, I completely emptied it out, and I've got, I believe, 18 shulker boxes sitting for sale now. They're 6 diamonds a piece. I think it's a pretty good price for a whole box of sugarcane, and if they sell out, I got plenty more. If they don't sell out, they were just sitting in my storage anyway. I also learned something new about pumpkins and melons. Now, this is something that I knew about crops in general. I don't do it in here because it's just all wheat. But that thing that I know is that when you mix 2 different types of crops together in a field, it causes them to grow faster. There's a couple of other mechanics that also let you do that. But essentially what you get to do is if you do like a strip of carrots and a strip of potatoes, for example, in a field, they'll grow faster than 2 strips of carrots will. And I find this interesting because what I didn't realize is that pumpkins and melons actually follow the same logic. But the weird thing about pumpkins and melons is that they're usually set up kind of like scattered. So you've got like one here, one here. So you've got like one there, one there, one there, one there, right? And they're like this kind of crisscross pattern in the farm. And so I didn't realize that if you mix up your melons and pumpkins in that type of farm, it actually does increase the output, even though they're not right next to each other. And I thought that the crops actually had to be like actually touching in order for the increased growth to happen. But that's not true. So it means that separating pumpkins on this side, melons on this side, actually made each of these farms slower. Now, this isn't a problem right now on this map just because, well, I mean, look, I have too many. I have so many that I compost the excess and I feed my melon compost down into my flower farm. I think I've mentioned that before. And then for the pumpkins, they just get composted here. But with these, yeah, so it's a good thing that I've learned this because it means that in the future, I'm just going to build one of these, mix it up, and the output is about the same as 2 separate ones. So you may be wondering what I am doing right now. And the answer is I am participating in a weekly challenge. Unfortunately, I only have one more day left to get myself ahead, and currently I believe the record is being held, well, I think it's in the hundreds. Yeah, I just checked. First place is currently 256 at last check in, and second place is 40. So I am actually tied in second right now. Scratch that, I am currently in second. assuming the numbers haven't gone up since the last time somebody checked them with the bot on the Discord, which is a thing you can do. Now, yeah, so I don't think I actually explained what the challenge is, although that may be a little self-apparent. It is this, eating raw chicken. So, what I've done here is I've made myself a little chicken farm, and it's quite simple. It's just your run-of-the-mill, stick a bunch of chickens on top of a hopper and run that hopper into a dispenser. Whenever the dispenser has an item in it, I almost died. Yeah, I'm trying to get into the redstone here. It's a little cramped. But yeah, basically what it's doing is there's a comparator running out of that into out of the dispenser, which is right there. Goes into this block here, which runs the repeater, and that increases the signal from 1 to a full 15, and that allows it to power this block over here, which then in turn powers this block, which gives this signal to this redstone, which goes back to that block, and that goes into that block here is what's powering the dispenser. And to make sure that this signal doesn't just stay on, that's what this line here is. It's feeding back into this comparator, because when this repeater is on, it has a full 15 tick pulse, or not 15 strength pulse, sorry. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, which is higher than the signal strength of 1 that it'll get from the dispenser. So it'll turn it off. So that'll allow it to flicker on and off repeatedly, and that's going to keep firing the eggs off. Just a standard dispenser trigger. It's just a little weird looking because I'm in a too wide space. And I set it up in here so as not to significantly increase the size of my base footprint. I could have put it in like downstairs, like in my flower farm area, or I could have made an offshoot to the mud farm or something. I liked it up here because it means that when I'm AFKing, which this is my little AFK spot that I live in, so because my bedroom's right there, it's easy to just walk from there over to here and grab some chicken whenever I got some time. Because we have this wonderful little head bashy thing and soul sand, you can run really quickly, especially if you have soul speed. And this is a great way to just get a ton of speed. I think that's soul sand under there, right? Oh no, it's just ice. But yeah, so you're running on ice and you just kind of keep hitting the spacebar to jump, and you just bonk your head over and over again. You get a lot more speed than if you're just running normally. And so between the ice and the head bonking, you actually run your hunger down really fast. And that's a really good way to do food challenges as well. Ooh, one of my chickens got out. When I was setting up the farm, a couple got loose, and I've been running around trying to make sure I found them all, because I do not want them laying eggs all over my base. I have found more loose chickens. Ooh! Chicken head. I'm actually curious if I even have a chicken head. I'm not sure that I do. If I do, it's been donated. I don't see one. Nice. That's a new mob head. The question is, where do I want to put it? I think it goes here with the other pat. That's a donkey, right? I don't know what my luck is, but I keep getting these collectible scoops. It is actually pretty crazy. I also hit another milestone. I got another loyalty sword. When you vote, there are certain thresholds for voting where they give you a trophy, and the trophies are all sorts. So you can see I have one for 2600, 2550. So it looks like it's every 50 votes, which you can do 6 votes a day optimally because there's 6 sites. And if I do vote GUI, if we look at the next, see, I've done a bunch of them today, right? The Curse Forge one being the only one that's not been done today yet because it has a 24-hour solid cooldown. The other ones, like, they say they're 24 hours, but they actually hard reset, I think, at midnight or something. You can usually like do them at the same time every morning, or whenever you do your votes. and it doesn't matter. But the CurseForge one is like the tricky one for some reason. It doesn't, so you have to wait like a full 24 hours in order to do it again. Yeah, it means that I have 5 swords again, or sorry, not 5 swords, 5 trophies again to trade in, because I got my Canada Day one. We've got the grass block winner and the 3 loyalty swords. So if I want, I can trade in another set and get another collectible. We'll see. Anyway, let's do the scoop. I've rambled on enough. I got a Newt. Yep. Death Strider 3 and Loyalty 3. I think. Oh, wait, this is a new one. I don't have this one. Ooh. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, I didn't have this one before. I think I put here, because this is all of the non-functional ones, and yeah, it keeps that nice and balanced. I wouldn't exactly call the Newt Horn functional, but it does serve its purpose. You can use it as intended, which I think is fine. Steph, what are you doing this time? Looks familiar, right? Just a simple impulse sorter, except we're using barrels instead. This is actually going to be the new output for the flower farm here. So a small issue that I've been having with this thing is when I run the farm and I have bone meal in multiples of these things and they all run at once, sometimes just because of how the flowers pop off and the fact that there's hoppers like on either side, they can kind of wind up on the edges. And so I cheated by just throwing hoppers in between as well, right? So the hoppers would get the items so I don't lose anything in the process. But it meant that flowers were sometimes going into the wrong chests. So to fix that, what we're doing is we're now feeding the hoppers directly into this dispenser here, and we've got it on a dispensing clock that shoots into this water stream that will then take it up into here. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. And it's going to go up across here into a water stream across, and it will sort the flowers out here. So I'm just about done setting up the water stream. So I think all I want to do now, and I'm using wool because in case I do add more redstone or other farms in the back here, I want to make sure that it's very clear that there's water behind this. So wool being the kind of like the, this is redstone, don't touch it block. Figure that made sense. So what we're just going to do now is we're just going to drop some water buckets in. Normally I'd use kelp, but this is such a small setup that it didn't seem like there was a point in doing that. I should have just grabbed a couple extra buckets though. But luckily we have a river right here. I would just break ice, but you need to have it on top of a solid block in order for ice, when broken, to become a water source block. So that doesn't exactly work for this little bit here, but we're almost done. So now we want to put water here, and then this is like the moment of truth bit. So I can get up into the ceiling. I don't need that. But I do want this and this. I don't know how I'm going to get out of here when I'm done. Should probably think of an exit path. This might work. Where does this go? Okay, so that goes here, and then I think this is my ceiling. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I can now get out. So what we're going to do is drop this water bucket. Just double checking, triple checking. I hate working with water around redstone. Okay, so that goes up in there, and does it get all the way across? It doesn't. So what we're going to have to do is add another sign and some ice. So I think what I want to do is it rounds the corner just fine. But if I put a block here, it's going to stop there. Are the items going to come across though? No, they stick. Okay, so it needs to be here, I think. So now if we throw an item, yeah, it makes it to the next block. So if we throw ice there, and then, so now we can actually, oops. Now we can actually use an ice. There we go. And that should make it all the way across here, right to the end. Yes, good, okay. And we have garbage. So I still need to set the filters, but I think that's the farm done. There we go. Okay, so now we just do the filters. So if you've seen one of these basic sorters before, you've seen them all. Okay, so now the way this works is this might have an item queued in it. It's fine. Oh, sorry, the bottom will have an item queued in it because it gets locked by this torch here. And we should have one in each. Perfect. And then I can just set up the labels and then I'm done. I'm sure it's going to bug some people that they're not in the same order that they are over here. And for that, I'm sorry. If we just stick a stack of each, I'm not getting anything. This is bad. Okay, where is everything going? Here. Oh, this is bad. Okay. Seem to have made it out. Oh no. Oh, this is what I was afraid of. This is what I was afraid of. Ugh. Okay, the question is, did I break anything? The answer is yes, all of my repeaters. Which broke the whole thing. Ah, fun. Okay. We did get petals. No, those are just the original set. Where did the actual flowers go? That would do it. Oh, you know what? Let's not do that right now because the farm is very. Oh no, I don't want to do that again. Yeah, no, not that way. Did something else break? Oh, the torches broke too. All right, so now we have to re-enable the dispenser. Oh, and now I'm getting all the items. Okay, but that looks to be doing everything it needs to. I think we've done it. Alrighty. I wound up consolidating my storage, and I've double-checked everything is working perfectly, and as you can see, I've removed everything over here, so it's just looking much cleaner now, which I rather enjoy. And we can test it if we throw a bunch of bone meal into, let's say, the roses, and we turn that on. We can then come around here, and we can watch and wait as it starts to pile in. Now, I will say it is a little bit slower because you're now running at the speed of the dispenser clock for the entire set of flowers, instead of each flower farm having its own hopper. So the storage will be a little bit slower, but that's fine. Especially if I'm only running one flower at a time, it's about the same. And there we go. I cannot believe this. This was my Curse Forge vote reward. Like, for the same set that I was just talking about in an earlier clip. I was, yeah, this is my 4th scoop in 2 days, 5th one this week. Like, Boogit is like, yeah, don't question it. Oh my god. Let's see what I get. Dynamics rifle. Alrighty. So I just checked, and yeah, I have Awesome Guy Sniper. In fact, I have a couple of them. This is my first Dynamics rifle. So the difference being this one's got piercing 4 and quick charge 3, whereas the other one has mending, piercing 4, quick charge 3, and unbreakable 3. So I would say dynamics rifle is definitely the the worst of the two, I guess. But it's still a weapon, and it's still one that I didn't have before. So that's cool. But I think that's going to do it for today. If you got to the end of the video, do me a favor, leave a comment. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like. What's something you'd like to see me do? I mean, honestly, like I'm open to suggestions right now. So yeah, leave some feedback in the comments. And I will see you next time.